All right. Lesson 2, Unit 4, Chapter 4, whatever we're calling it. Something, 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 something. I need to fix my thing. I keep being behind the deal. I don't know. No big deal. We are talking about quadratic equations. Now, this is solving quadratic equations by graphing. This is going to be a short lesson because I'm not really going to teach you how to solve quadratics by graphing. I'm going to teach you what the solution to a quadratic equation is graphically, and and all of those things. We're actually going to do 0 examples because the examples and the types of problem, what you're going to have to do to solve these by graphing is the same thing we learned in the last lesson. So we're not going to waste my time or your time repeating those same things. But let's kind of get into this. So, first of all, we learned about quadratic functions. Something like f of x equals 5x squared plus 8. Something like that, right? So, something like that. That is a quadratic function. It has two variables. It has the f of x, which is like the y. It has the x, right? Which is like the x. Wow, he's got jokes. They're not funny, but he's got jokes. Okay, so what's the difference between a quadratic function and a quadratic equation? So a quadratic equation, we just have one variable. So it might be something more like this. It might be something like negative 2x squared plus 5x minus 18 equals 0, right? Now we could rearrange this anyway. We could add 18 to both sides and all that kind of stuff. In the lessons after this one, so a lot of the future lessons in this unit, we're going to be learning how to solve these algebraically. Bless me. Whoa, something happened. My allergies or something, or hope I'm not getting hope I'm not getting a cold. What did I have there? 0. All right, I don't know. Something's going on with me. Hopefully I don't sneeze this whole video. We'll see what happens. So that is what we're talking about. We're talking about solving this, taking this and solving it for x. Now, we're going to talk about factoring, we're going to talk about quadratic formula, we're going to talk about completing the square, we're going to talk about all that kind of stuff in future lessons. But in this lesson, just like when we did solving systems with graphing, the point of that lesson was understanding what the solution means or looks like. And so for systems, it's where the two lines cross, right? Well, so we're doing the same sort of thing. We want to look at what the solution means. Okay, so we have 3 different options, three different numbers of solutions to a quadratic equation, right? Something with an x squared in it and all those things, right? So a lot of them are going to have 2 solutions. Now, where is the solution and what are the 2 solutions to this quadratic? Well, the solutions have a special name. They are the zeros, which is also another word for zeros is the roots. Okay, so the zeros or the roots. Now, where are they? They are also the same as something else we've heard before. They are the x-intercepts. Right? So, like this point right here and that point right there. So the 2 solutions to this kind of blue quadratic would be the point 1, 0 and negative 3, 0. Right? So those would be the solutions to this guy. So that's what those solutions are. So if you're doing a problem and it asks you to find the zeros or the roots or the solution to this equation, you're going to graph the thing. You're going to turn the 0 into an f of x. You're going to graph it and find out where it crosses the x-axis. So let's look at the other 2 types of solutions you can have. So we can also have 0 solutions. So something like this green guy or this other green guy. I don't know why I put 2 examples on this one. I just want to make sure we're keeping in mind that parabolas can open up or open down either way. So this has 0 solutions. So the answer, if it asks you for what is the solution, it would be the null set, right? There's nothing in there, or no solution, right? Something along those lines, because it doesn't cross the x-axis. And so if it doesn't cross the x-axis, it has no x-intercept. Therefore, it has no solutions to that equation. There's one more option. I said this video is going to be about 5 minutes. Let's see how we're doing. We're going to be close. It's going to be a little over. You'll live. Don't worry. We have one more option, and that is one solution. So it's this. It could also be opening up. And that is if the vertex lies on the x-axis, then that equation has one and only one solution. So like, for example, this one here, the solution to this quadratic equation would be -3, 0. It doesn't have two solutions. Now, I said something earlier that I want to restate and dig into because as you know, somebody's going to be like, you're going to get to a problem on the homework here. You're going to be like, well, how do I do? But what do I do? So if you're going to solve it by graphing, here's your steps. Here's your, in brief. We're not even going to do one because, again, last lesson. So it might be something like -5 equals 8x minus 6x squared. So you're going to take and you're going to turn that into a function. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do the first bit of this, and then you're on your own after that, right? So we're going to put it as a function in standard notation. So we're going to get this -5 over here with everything else, right? So we're going to add 5 to both sides. This, it's not just gone. -5 plus 5 is a number, right? It's 0. So we've got 0 equals 8x minus 6x squared plus 5. Now we're going to rearrange this in descending order, and I'm going to stick the 0 over on the right just because that's more normal and all the things, right? So it's going to be -6x squared plus 8x plus 5 equals 0. It's in descending order, so it's in standard form. Look at that beautifulness. Now, in order to solve this equation with graphing, I just go f of x equals -6x squared plus 8x plus 5. I graph that using the methods we learned in lesson 1, and figure out where the x-intercepts are. That's it. Shut the windows. Done. Yeah, great. Notification sound. I'll see you in the next one where we learn how to do and solve this and get a better answer using factoring. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.